Thank you, God, for a good day today. Thank you for just great weather that's not over 100 degrees. Thank you, Lord, for these young people here today. God, I pray that you would help them just to see how you are using them and you have a special purpose and reason for each one of them here today, God. I pray that you would speak through me and put me aside, Lord, and that you would be the one that speaks to all of our hearts, Lord. Thank you. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Previously, biblical worldview. What did we talk about last time? Everybody remember? All the way back at Stonegate. Thank you, 10-year-old daughter who just gave it all away. All right. What was that big philosophy word? Philosophizing word. What was it? Tell me your name when I call on you, okay? So let's start right here. Nolan. All right, go. Noah?
Yes.
Noah is your name. That's not the answer.
Oh, postmodernism.
That is the answer. Postmodernism. Okay? Postmodernism is the answer. What is postmodernism? Anybody want to take a stab at it? It's what we're talking about today. I know you got the answer. Just wait. My daughter knows because I just immerse her in it. All right, name.
Isn't it what's truth to me?
Name! Name!
Oh, Brandon.
Thank you. Should have had you stand up. Brandon, sir. All right, Brandon, what was it?
What's truth to you doesn't have to be truth to me.
Is he right? Is he wrong? What do you think? Yes? No? Maybe? Missouri? What? Kinda?
Sure.
Weren't here last week, so it's all new to you. Anybody? Did you watch the video yet? Okay, so you have a clue. If you watch the video, then he talks about this a little bit, okay? Open up your notebooks. Postmodernism. Truly a professor that studied postmodernism, they would say you can't define it by definition because it's undefinable. That's part of the crux of this matter. Truth that's relative. Truth that means it's true to me but not true to you. It's weird, right? When you break it down, when you get it down to the nitty-gritty, if my truth is not the same as name Joey. Joey's truth is not the same as my truth, then Joey and I both throw our hands up like, well, I guess there is no truth. If there is no truth, there's no right or wrong, right? No right or wrong, no rules for me, I'm free. Okay, no right or wrong. So if there's no right or wrong to Joey, then Joey is going to just do, how's he going to live his life? How's he going to fair enough. He's going to be a squirrel. And so that is how Joey identifies. Joey identifies as a squirrel because that just feels right to him. If we say there's no such thing as absolute truth, there's no such thing as this is right and that's wrong, this is whatever you want, whatever you feel like, then that's what happens, right? I put the beanie on last time. Put a beanie, that thing that has the helicopter dealie on it. And I was like, and now my pronouns are whirly and gig because I identify as a beanie. And you don't even need the beanie. You don't even need that on your head. You just need to feel it inside. Have you heard of that before? Is that logic that is being touted today? That is exactly what is touted today. That's the problem. There's no black and white anymore. Everything is just wishy-washy, gray, whatever. Or that weird color of Play-Doh that looks like poop when you mix them all together. And it's like, oh, it's going to be a rainbow. No, it's poop color. I don't know why. Just Play-Doh always does that. So we're going to fill in the blanks today. We're going to finish up talking about postmodernism. I have a lot of clips. I created a 4-minute montage, and I was getting real frustrated because it wasn't rendering right. So we're going to see if I can play it. Go for it, Miss Laura, because I can.
You guys probably haven't read this, but because it's an old book, because this isn't new.
Postmodernism has been around. People wanted to do their own thing, their own way for a long time.
But almost like it was in the Bible.
Yeah, I know, right? Like Adam and how many of you have read the Lord of the Rings or the Lord of the Flies?
Lord of the Flies.
Okay, so there actually have been some. Okay, so what happened when you removed the boundaries? You removed the rules and the regulations of what they were used to, right? The authorities above them who gave them those rules to keep them safe. That's what that book was about. Would any of you like to summarize it? It's a lot, but they pretty much go wild, right? And then end up killing each other, and it's whatever felt right, and whoever ended up having the most power is kind of who took control.
And you missed an important part, that it's split up into two factions on the island, that all these kids got stuck on this island.
So they had no parents anymore.
They split up into two factions. One was like legal law and order, like, okay, we're going to make some rules.
Yeah, let's do
And the
things.
other one was just like, we're just going to do whatever we want. Woo! Here's the problem. When we're like, we need to do what's right, and there's a wrong, and da-da-da-da-da, compared to, let's just party, man. Who's going to win? Deep down, you're like, yeah, I should go over to this side. I should do this, yes. But look at how much fun they're having over there. And you'll see, if you end up going to college, some of the cool professors, the cool ones, are the ones that just, Miss Fleur had to juggle for a grade in psychology. Yeah, okay? That was 20 years ago. He's like the worst teacher ever. But he gets paid a lot of money to just basically propagandize kids for generations. Cool, huh? And but so you're talking to your friends on campus, and you're like, well, what class should I take? Take so-and-so's class because it's super easy, and he teaches you he tells you that you have to juggle for an assignment. Compared to maybe someone that is more black and white and wants you to learn, and PJ's like, you're going to have to do like 3,000 words every month and blah, 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 and you're going to learn a ton, and it's going to change your life. But I'd rather go juggle, That's a serious thing, right? That's a temptation, but it's a real life example that's happening. Yeah, it stinks. And now there's this whole thought that math is now becoming racist. Okay? What? Yeah, they tried to get away with it a few years ago in something called Common Core, and they were like, 2 + 2 equals... Huh? What? Donnie? What? If you can explain how you got that, then it's right. Because it's right to you. Do you really want to know? Because
You have to explain
I want to know.
No, if it makes, when you say that, you have to.
I don't even like saying it. Okay, because this is one of those things that drive me absolutely bonkers. Okay? Because the very explanation of it is racist!
Yeah.
Because math is hard. Math is hard, and some people get educated better than others at math. And if you are of low socioeconomic status, you might not do as good in math, or you're just not smart enough. And, well, some groups of people we think are not smart enough. I'm not saying that. This is the mentality, okay?
This is what they're teaching.
This is what they're teaching, and they don't say it directly,
Out like that.
but it's like, well, this group of people, they're not very good at math, so we need to call it racist, because one group of people, one skin color is better at that than another.
Yeah.
We're almost at a point with postmodernism where it's like nobody's talking about it anymore because it's just infused into the culture so much that it's not even worth like disseminating anymore. Okay? It's a problem, guys. Did it seem like a problem on here? Because what happens, I love the Cloud Cuckoo Land because what happens is everything kind of falls into that. There's a reason I showed the thing about the guy saying chaos and then Cloud Cuckoo Land, okay? Because everything will descend into chaos, and then we have Cloud Cuckoo Land. It's just like in Lord of the Flies, there's the side where no government or whatever, they start eating people, okay? They start eating the fat kids. That's what happens in Lord of the Flies. It's an awesome book! But it's in really old English and it's hard to understand. But it's worth it. At least watch the Simpsons episode based on it. No, don't do that. I'm kidding. I'm joking. Don't do that. Although the Simpsons episode is accurate to the book. I'm not. Yeah, the old British one maybe. I was forced to watch it as a kid in a classroom. I don't know. Don't watch the Simpsons episode. I'm cutting this part out. Anywho. Cloud Cuckoo Land, it says descends into chaos. Why would people push for that? Why would powers push to get our culture into chaos like that? Why would they want that? Hang on, daughter. If nobody else has something, this is a critical thinking question. Yes, I am making you put your noggin together, put this all together. Why is this happening in our culture? Why do we want this? Is it just so we can get those people to have rights because we're fighting for it? Because it's wrong if we don't support every single acronym and whatever? Give me an idea. What do you think?
I was kind of watching like all the movies and stuff like that, and I know like people use movies to get out of reality, and I think that idea is just so like it's so brand new, and everyone's like, oh man, imagine if there were no rules, and trying to escape the reality that is our society right now.
Okay. Entertainment is an escape, right? I absolutely agree with you. Walker. That was me guessing your name. Okay. It is an escape. Entertainment is an escape. But, however, guess what shapes our culture? All that garbage I just played, right? I mean, and it's not just that. I mean, it's been going on for 30 years. This kind of garbage, 40 years. It's all over in culture, but people that are creating content are shaping culture. Case in point, it's getting to the point where, like, if my kids start interacting with their friends, talking about especially YouTube videos, I can't even keep up. And Twitch, watching games and stuff, I can't even keep up with the way they are creating verbs and nouns. And they've told me 8 times what poggers are. I still don't remember. Okay? You know what I'm talking about? All those terms, the weebs, the poggers, somebody shouts something out it's probably okay because I don't know what it means. I hate bussin'! I hate bussin' with a passion! We could not, you just brought up a sore subject. I'm gonna show this now to you, Hayden, because I'm pointing to the camera because we had a half-hour discussion about what bussin' was like last week. And you know what the conclusion was? It was basically what the little girl was saying, is whatever I want it to be. Ladies and gentlemen, you're gonna see how there's people in this world, not only, see, it goes back, this is all part of biblical worldview. This is the foundation of everything else that I'm going to teach for the rest of the year, guys. We're not spending the whole year on postmodernism, okay? We're moving on, okay? But, man, this concept we will keep coming back to. Man wants to propagate a certain set of beliefs to us, okay? And it really comes down to evil. People wanting to serve themselves, being evil, and basically wanting what our sinful flesh desires, and that is money and power. Power. What is power? Power is like the ability to control people, to have influence over others, to basically do what they want to do with the world. And we are living in a time where there are there are people, there are groups, there are countries.
China.
Shh. Oh, I'm so proud of you. There are countries that are shaping the culture and taking advantage of these tools before they get more out of control, and they're using these tools to shape thought, shape elections. Yes, I'll show that to you later on this year. Shape the way people think, okay? And the way people interact with each other. It's a scary world. And if you guys don't have a strong grasp of biblical worldview, then you're going to fall prey to this. And that's why we teach it. This is why this class is so stinking important, guys. Because I am giving you the ability to basically smell before you step in it. Anybody go to the movies this summer? No? Avoid it like the plague? What'd you see? Good. Good choice. Great choice. We saw it twice. Well, of course, you were at the premiere, right? Spider-Man. You saw Spidey because you were there. Spider-Man was good. What was not good? Doctor Strange. It was absolutely terrible. How do you fight evil with evil? Well, you fight evil with more evil or whatever. One's more eviler than the other, right? We could go off on that. Then the other one that was highly disappointing was Thor. Although it was funny. Oh, I'm not going to spoil a thing. But the screaming goats. That's all you need. I think they took a meme and made it like into the movie. And it's obnoxious. But that's not what I was going to say. Thor has this theme of this man is praying to a god, a god, this guy that he worshipped, and turns out he's able to actually face the god or whatever at the beginning of the movie, and then it's basically like the god's like, you small little peasant, go away, you're hilarious. And he was just laughing and mocking him. He's like, can you please save my daughter? She's really sick. I've worshipped you for like 50 years. That's the basic premise. And then he gets he gets poo-pooed, and like the god is like, go away. And then this entity of evil, I forgot how it was represented, but it was like this evil thing joins up with the guy, and he's able to kill the god. Like this form of evil, this evil thing is able to give man the power to overcome God. And so we start to see these kind of themes permeate in culture, this post-Christian culture. And maybe they didn't even realize what they were doing. But I'm pretty sure they do, because writers know exactly what they're doing. They do it in a very non-specific way because that's the way they feel they can get away with this stuff, for the most part. All right, so here, I'm going to show you this clip. Where I was going with this was on Top Gun, if you watch the previews, there was a preview. Great movie, by the way. Great movie. Loved it. No propaganda. Just good old-fashioned entertainment. Good movie. And it was pro-America, which is pretty rare. There's a movie that's coming out next year, one of the Mission Impossible movies. And I'm like, yeah, Mission Impossible, that's fine. I mean, we'll watch them at home and, we'll fall asleep after, whatever. But they're good. They're decent movies. The first one's mind-boggling. I remember that in the 90s when it came out. Yes, I'm that old. But this preview really struck me. As I saw it in the theater, I was like, holy cow, I'm using that for class!
Your days of fighting for the so-called greater good are over.
Listen very carefully.
This is our chance to control the truth, the concepts of right and wrong for everyone for centuries to come. You're fighting to save an ideal that doesn't exist. Never did. You need to pick a side.
Who's controlling the truth? It's them! It's them! Ah! Oh no, they're probably watching.
Need the top hat.
They're listening. Foil hats, quick. In all truthfulness, there are organizations. There are people that you would describe as elitists. People that know exactly the absurdity of the things that are going on, like the identification of something else, like the what else do we give examples of? The 2 + 2 = 5. Okay, there are people that know exactly what they're doing with that. Inflation, guys. You think that was on accident? You think that's on accident? You think like, oh my gosh, there's all this inflation. They've known for years. They've had a plan to do this for years, unfortunately. That it would, maybe the timing was wrong, or the timing wasn't, they didn't have the timing exactly right, but they've been planning on this and the way they're doing this for years, okay? There are people out there, there are groups that know that this is the kind of stuff that creates so much chaos that it will collapse a country. And
So why do they want chaos? 'Cause
why do they want chaos?
Because they want power.
Because those people that cause the chaos, the ones like in this preview, if you listen very carefully, he's like, there's something coming. Pick a side. I listened to this a few more times as I was cutting it because I skipped a bunch of the just fluff from the preview. You're welcome to go watch it. Ask your parents first. Because it looks cool. It's got cool effects. However, I think this is sending more of a message throughout culture and throughout this country. I think it's saying, you're going to have to pick a side coming up. Are you going to pick the right or wrong? Or are you going to decide, we're going to decide what's right or wrong from now on? It's scary. It's very scary. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, it is so important that you understand your faith, have a relationship with Jesus Christ, and stand firm in it. Because we're joking and laughing in here today, and I try and present it in a fun way to get you guys to see it. But if this gets on, this probably will, I will probably get this on the internet, and it will get mocked, and it will get shunned, and I'll be lucky if it stays on because of this message. People will tout you as crazy, that you're nuts, and a lot of those people know exactly what's going on. They just want you to shut up. That's what they do. Or they'll call it racist. Okay? These are all things that are being used today. I'm not saying this to be Debbie Downers, to be people, to be just poo-poo like your future or anything. Because you guys do have a chance to shape the future. You guys do have a chance to stand up for what's right and what's wrong. And you guys just need to see that. And you guys, I believe you all are the generation that's going to change that and save us from the stinking millennials that our parents messed up so bad. It's true, especially if you have a brother or sister. That, I can tell some of your faces, someone. Like, yeah, they're jacked up. Yeah. Yeah. All right, I have a couple more minutes. What are the fill in the blanks that we don't have yet? Because I want to try and get to the next section next week. Is this interesting to you? Is this class? Raise your hand if you thought this is what this class was going to be. Raise your hand if you're like, I had no idea he was going to be like this. Yeah, cool. I know Joey, because Joey's so quiet. He's like, oh, okay, that's different. Yeah.
I already did on my phone.
What?
I already did on my phone.
You overachieved?
I think we did.
What did I tell you about
That's what I
that?
would have done last
I
time.
finished it in the class.
Did you overachieve? What did I say?
You never said anything.
God! You were listening, that's okay. Maybe you weren't here.
No, last class. You never said that we weren't gonna finish the whole paper.
Let's finish the paper. What blanks?
I have IMTN written for this. I have no idea what that means. So anything after taking God out of everything, this is what I thought it was, but I didn't have to write
Taking God out of everything, this is towards the top. Taking God out of everything allows someone to make up their own set of blank for their life. Raise your hand and tell me what that is. What is it? Go, man. Rules. Rules. That's right. Missouri, did you miss again? No. All right. Oh, what's that? Okay. What else? What else ones? You guys have their blank. When you make up your own rules, you are in what? What are you, Joey?
Control.
Control. You're in control, right? Everybody understand that? I know better than God. I am in control.
Sorry, I can't explain from that.
That's right. All right. What else? Blank is when you think you know better than blank. What do you think that is? Go, Ann.
Pride. Pride is when you think you know better than God.
Pride, yeah, yes, but that's not where we're. Pride is that, yes, but that's not what we're looking for. That is an answer that can fit there, but it's not the answer. Okay? It's a.
From behind.
She gave you something, anyways. What is that word? Begins with an S. It is sin. Okay? Sin is when you think you know better than God. The literal translation in the Hebrew is to miss the mark. You're missing the mark of God. The target is this. You're up here. You're in sin.
If sin is to sin, or do something, what? Can you repeat that, please?
Miss the mark?
No.
Know better than God.
No, then what if you do something that is a sin, but you don't know it's a sin?
Ah, that's a good question. So her question is, well, what if I'm doing a sin I didn't know was a sin? There are billions of other people that don't know Jesus. Okay? Billions. In fact, in the missionary world, it's a whole longitude, latitude area known as the 1040 window. Billions of people that you say, well, do you know Jesus? And they'll say, who's that? Never heard of Jesus before. Okay? Do they do the wrong thing? Maybe they know, maybe they don't. You'll have to stay tuned to find out in future lectures, because we will cover that. Okay? We will cover, do people know the difference from right or wrong instinctually? Do they have that built into them? Are all those people going to go to hell? Are all those people just automatically going to go to heaven? What's the right thing? What's the wrong thing? Maybe I should just believe my truth and just stick to that. We'll talk about it, okay? Papers. This has been written on that question. That's why I'm not going to answer it right this second, okay? But it will get answered. Okay, good question. What else? If everyone makes up their own blank, then what's the moral standard of blank? If everyone makes up their own, Walker. Rules. Or morals. Either one of those would work there. If everyone makes up their own morals or rules, then what's the moral standard of truth? Okay? Then, I think it's the theme that we've been saying over and over again. What's blank to me doesn't have to be blank to you. Missouri? Yeah, truth would work there. What's truth to me wouldn't be truth to you. What's right to me doesn't have to be right to you. You know, that's what's great about Frozen 2 is they have this great song about do the next right thing. You know? I'm going to go do the next right. It's a banger, yo! What's the right thing? Well, it means two different things, two different people. So it's the perfect song that works to reach all audiences. Yay! That's seriously what they do with a lot of that stuff. They make it ominous on purpose, so you can interpret how you want. Any other blanks that we got? The bottom is, this is called postmodernism or moral relativism. Any other blanks? Hannah, do you have anything else blank? Also present in the book of Isaiah. In the book of Isaiah, that's the Isaiah 5. That's the quote. in Isaiah 5 where it says, everyone did what was right in their own eyes. What was wrong was right. What was sour was sweet. What was some other thing, opposite thing, something like that. Basically touting what Isaiah, All right, so next week we're going to start talking about the Bible. You guys have 2 things for homework. I'm going to tell you right now, stop packing up. Look up here. Here's your 2 things that you got to do. First of all, that assignment, okay? Assignment on Google Classroom. Make sure you get that done. Watch the sermon. Answer the questions, okay? Give me about a page of answer, okay? Don't go cheap on me, but don't think I'm going to read like a 4-page thing either. I'm not, okay? I'm just lazy. Dude, if it's like a comic book with big boxes, I'm like, okay, so, all right. Anyways, but don't go cheap on me. Don't give me tiny little sentences, all right? Give me actual good answers. 1 page. All right. So there's that. And then I will also be giving you the next Bible verse. Next Bible verse is going to be 2 Timothy 3:16. And we're going to talk about next week. Tune in next time to find out, well, what do we use for the truth? How do we know what the truth is? What is it? How do we know? How do we measure? Find out next time on Biblical Worldview.